Hello and welcome to the second episode of the Vegan King podcast. I'm Atticus and with me as always is Blessed Boston.
Hello! We did it this time.
Hey, so this is probably our second take doing this because we really messed up our first intro. But we have a really good show for you guys. We got movies, we got new X-Men movie news, we got Mission Impossible just came out. We even have some video game news.
And then to finish off, we'll have just regular cool news that I thought was cool while I was at work doing nothing.
Yeah, Austin's our information getter. But anyways, let's start off with Mission Impossible, Austin. I mean, you went and saw that this weekend. How was it?
It was incredible. Totally worth all of its, all of the criticism it's getting, the good criticism that it's getting. It was mind-blowing. It was like, it had some James Bond-esque moments, but Mission Impossible is pretty different than James Bond. It's more of a funner version of James Bond, I think. Yeah. But it was really cool. I recommend everyone going to see it. It was awesome. I liked it a lot. Maybe we'll have a spoiler cast on it. I don't know.
Yeah, I still have to go watch it. So we'll probably release a video to spoil it more, but we apologize for our spoilers of last week's Ant-Man. We were just too excited about it.
That was Matt's fault. I'm gonna blame him.
Anyways, besides that, we Jonathan Aris, he's best known as Anderson on Sherlock. He just got casted as Senator Jebel in the Rogue One.
The spin-off. Senator Jebel. That sounds Star Wars-esque to me. But if anyone's seen Sherlock, and now Matt's finally watching it,
Yep.
Good grief, I can't believe it took you that long to watch it. But yeah, he's the Anderson guy, the one that Sherlock hates. And so it's going to be interesting. So we're seeing that Star Wars is really branching out and getting some really cool actors.
Yeah, and Anderson's actually a pretty cool character. I just saw him in Sherlock, and he seems like a pretty fun actor, so it'll be pretty cool to see him.
In Marvel news, the Spider-Man actor, his name's Tom Holland. We watched a movie where he starred big time in there. I thought he was the main star, honestly. It's a movie called The Impossible Game.
Yeah, The Impossible is...
Oh, not The Impossible Game.
It's just called The Impossible, Austin. Get your head together. But but no, it was a wonderful movie. Like, we wanted to watch this movie to see how Tom Holland's going to be as Spider-Man, and just right off the get-go, there's like a scene of him doing like backflips and like flips on the beach, and you're just like, all right, this guy's going to be awesome.
I can roll with that. But he was seriously the main star. So The Impossible is a movie about the tsunami that happened over in Thailand in 2004, and he's 14 in it. I think he's 14 years old there, and he was incredible. He's got way better acting chops than what most people that I've seen. I mean, he had to deal with loss, which is something that Spider-Man constantly deals with, and with new responsibilities, which was huge because he was having to kind of, minor spoiler, take care of his mom a lot of it. Well, help his mom, not take care of it. It's a tsunami, so you're going to be helping lots of people. So if you think that's a spoiler, then good grief.
Yeah, his acting chops was really good. Like, he was very serious. You could really tell his emotion, like kind of the struggles he was having as a character in this movie. And so I'm just really excited to see him, especially play Spider-Man, go through those things. And so Tom Holland, he's going to be a great part. I mean, even John Watts, who is the director, he said a quote. He said, "He can be a real high school student. That's why people love Spider-Man. He's the most grounded, relatable of superheroes." And Tom can really do that. He captures that, and he can do a standing backflip.
He's perfect. So I that's one of the reasons why I like Spider-Man as well. I like to think that me and him have the same skinniness level, but I don't know about brains though. But so that's Tom Holland. Oh, and in the that's what's it called? The Into the Heart of the Sea trailer. It premiered last night before Mission Impossible. The trailer for it's the true story that inspired Moby Dick. Oh, okay. And it has Chris Hemsworth in it, which is Thor, and then it's directed by Ron Howard, who many of you probably know from the Andy Griffith Show. If you watch those things, I love those things. But he looks like he's going to be a big character in that as well. And I'm excited to see him in there. He's getting a lot of attention now that people can see what he can do.
Oh yeah, that I still say that Impossible movie just totally set his career good because he is just super phenomenal in that movie. So if you haven't seen that movie, go watch it. And then of course, Marvel's Civil War, Captain America's Civil War. It's coming out May 6th in 2016, and then the Spider-Man movie by Sony is coming out July 28th, 2017. So just watch out for those on that Tom Holland extravaganza news.
He's going to be big. I think he's really going to be big. But moving on, Mark Hamill, you probably know him as Luke Skywalker. He is going to be voicing the Joker in an upcoming DC animated film called The Killing Joke. So Matt knows more about The Killing Joke than I do, so I'll let him take it from here.
Well, of course, Mark Hamill's going to do this because he's always done the best Joker voice. He was, of course, the Joker in the original Batman animated series, and he was the Joker in the Arkham Asylum video game. But The Killing Joke is kind of the big comic that is kind of like people say is the canon for the Joker's background.
I think it's the most iconic. It's really good, and I think it's going to be a really good movie. It's going to be gruesome. It's a pretty intense story, but so I thought that was cool. Mark Hamill's not shying away, or he's not inching near retirement yet. So I like it that he's still going.
I mean, Mark Hamill, of course, has to do his most important character, which is Skips from Regular Show. He has to continue doing that, so of course he's voice acting.
Oh goodness! Speaking of voice acting, in Ant-Man, this is super minor. Matt thinks it's huge. I don't think it's big at all. There's an ugly rabbit toy in Ant-Man, and that is voiced by no one other than Tom Kenny, who is SpongeBob.
So, guys, it has happened. SpongeBob has made it to a Marvel movie, and they might be picking up the license soon, so better watch out. Disney's taking over Nickelodeon.
That's all a lie. A big-time lie. But let's see. What else we got? Okay. For all of you Jason Bourne fans, if you're also a fan of Tommy Lee Jones, then that means you will be a big fan of the next Bourne. He's going to be playing Tommy Lee Jones is going to be playing a superior officer at the CIA.
You know, it's really hard for me to imagine Tommy Lee Jones playing a CIA agent for some reason. I mean, there's those movies called Men in Black, and he played a CIA agent, so I think it's really suiting that. I'm being really sarcastic. Austin's looking at me like I'm an idiot, but no, like, it always seems like Tommy Lee Jones, whatever movie he's in, he's always playing a CIA agent of some sort.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, he's perfect for that. He's absolutely perfect for that. But here's a movie that is ridiculous. I just learned this week. There is a movie made in 2009 consisting only of paint drying as a rebuttal to critics who mentioned that they would rather watch paint dry than a particular film.
I actually decided to be this critic, and I watched this film, and it's an hour and a half long of literally just one guy like paints like a brushstroke, and it's literally just sitting there drying. And so I only lasted like 20 minutes, but like it was ridiculous. Like, it was super funny. IMDb, I think, like rated it like 2 stars or something.
That's crazy that IMDb even rated it. So more superhero news. Chris Pine, you know him as Captain Kirk in Star Trek. He's going to be joining the Wonder Woman movie, not as Wonder Woman. Surprise! No, he's going to be Steve Trevor, the Wonder Woman's love interest. So that's interesting.
Yeah, Chris Pine's a great actor, so I think that's going to be really good. Channing Tatum, speaking of superhero movies, this is really funny. So earlier this week, Channing Tatum left the Gambit movie. He after doing a giant promotion at the Comic-Con, he just refused it. But today, they just released news that he's now coming back to the Gambit movie because they made some changes to the contract.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I'm thinking it was a power play by Channing Tatum because he didn't like the contract. Many people were at first speculating it's the script, but it looks like it was just the contract. So everyone was kind of scared because most people were kind of pumped that he was playing it. But he's back on, so I thought we were going to have some crazy news today. Tatum leaves Gambit, crazy. But no, in actuality, Channing Tatum was playing a Gambit with Fox. I was setting myself up for that one. I spent like 5 minutes trying to think of something for that.
You know, this is really interesting. George Lucas, guess what? Yoda's name used to be Buffy, according to George Lucas.
He actually had a lot of weird names for some guys. So he brought some names to the board, and they said, no, we got to put Darth in front of it. So he gave them an option. You can either do Darth Insanius or Darth Stupefy or something like that. And so he came up with a lot of weird names to kind of make people motivated, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, so Yoda's name used to be Buffy. I'm
so glad they went with Yoda, because Buffy would just be a really, really weird, like, I'm Buffy. You must do this. It just does not fit his character at all. Yoda is just perfect the way he is.
So I just showed Matt this trailer called Spotlight. It stars Michael Keaton, Mark Ruffalo, who's the Hulk, and Rachel McAdams, who's not the Hulk. And it's this movie Spotlight is about breaking the story about the Catholic Church. I think it's Catholic Church. I can't remember exactly, but one of the church's priests' molestations of children. It looks super intense and totally Oscar material.
Yeah, it followed the newspaper company that was covering the story of those priests. And
I think it was the Boston Globe.
The Boston Globe, okay. And so it looks really dramatic. It looks like it's one of those movies that's going to win some, of course, awards and Oscars and hits you right in the heart and makes you cry and so on.
Could always use a good cry. Let's see. Okay, so the Mission Impossible, the people who are making the Mission Impossible are so confident in it, they have already greenlit the next one. And it's going to be coming in half the time that Mission Impossibles have been going.
I find this interesting because I actually thought that this was the last Mission Impossible movie for Tom Cruise.
No, he's still going strong. He's actually wanting to do a Edge of Tomorrow sequel as well. He's still kicking. Like, he's going real strong. But what I thought was weird is that when I was in the theater last night, we showed up to the theater at 6:30 and we were going to see the 7:45 showing. I thought it was going to be packed. We got there and the 7 o'clock showing was only 7% full, so there was hardly anyone there. But it eventually kind of filled up. But I thought it was just really strange because it's a Mission Impossible. It's kind of a classic franchise. I thought it was going to be big, but it was really good still. No matter what, go see it.
So yeah, look out for those Mission Impossible movies. Is there any dates on when those are coming out?
They're shooting for 2 years from now, I think. 2 years from now. So they're coming faster. Normally they've been like 4 years apart. So, but another kind of TV-ish news, I guess. If any of you are huge fans of Top Gear, which is the most popular show in the world, 350 million people watch it, so it's pretty likely that you are. Amazon has won them, finally got them.
Yeah, they signed on Jeremy Clarkson, sorry. I call him something else. Richard Hammond and James May to a TV show on Amazon Prime. It's going to air in the year 2016, but they signed them on for a 3-year contract, and they're already starting to film.
36 episodes. Well, they're starting to film in the winter, I think.
Oh, that's now.
So soon, whatever. Yeah, now. So they invested a huge amount in there. They released the amount. I think it was like $250 million to pay. It's crazy amount. And they also got the former executive producer, so it's got a lot of like the same team's going to be there, or the old team of the new team, so it's going to be good.
So it's going to be our Top Gear show, except where's the Stig? Will we know? Is the Stig a man? Where is he? But we hope the Stig makes it on there as well. That'd be awesome.
He's going to be known as the Stag now.
The Stash. He'll put a mustache on his helmet. There's another cool news with the Amazon Prime Netflix industry thing. There's a movie called Beasts of No Nation. It's based off a book, but it's gonna be a movie about kind of like the African like stuff going on in Africa with the war and stuff. It's following a boy.
So it follows a little boy caught in the midst of the turmoil, and it's about like the child soldiers that are kind of brainwashed into it. It looks super intense. I hope it's not too gruesome because I can't handle it too gruesome. It will be.
In the trailer, if you guys get a chance, watch the trailer because there's just I think his name's Abu, and like the monkey from Aladdin, yeah. But like I guess they capture these terrorists or these guys that killed this village's family or Abu's family, and he's telling them like, kill him, it's your blood, and it's just like really intense. You can see it in the kid's face. It's just gonna be really good. Like you can just tell that this is gonna be a really good movie.
So that's pretty much it we got for movie news. We're saving a little treat for the very end, but we'll get to that at the very end. We're going to move on to video game news now. Let's see. We got Destiny, of course. It's the one that me and Matt are really into right now, and a bunch of people are addicted to and don't know why they're still addicted to it. But so there's a huge spoiler rumor thing coming out for the next patch. 2.0, I guess you could kind of call it. I think it's patch 2.3 is Diablo. But Bungie's currently working on something called Clans 2.0. This is speculation, where you and your clan mates may be able to give each other buffs in game that'd be awesome. So you might have to meet clan requirements to get to it, something like that. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's very exciting. It's cool that they're actually making the clans useful. Besides, like you need a clan to have an achievement. So just to let all of you know, Vagrant Kings is our clan, so you can join us if you'd like. But more in the rumors is, of course, here's a little news. Eris Morn, who is the lady that's in the tower, she's the one that's in charge of the hive, and of course the one we know from the Dark Below. She doesn't really do anything for us at this current moment besides give us like cool things for our armor, and so she's gonna be a big part of the story in this next DLC.
It's gonna be sweet. So also in the trailer, you may have seen a bunch of crazy looking people, crazy like enemies in the Taken King trailer. But it was also released that these are all rumors. I'm just gonna say all rumors. It showed the 3 separate bosses in the Dreadnought as seen in the trailers. It's all the big guys that stand out. And we also see that the land tanks from the Cabal, those are hinted at that we'll actually be able to drive those. So hooray, we got like kind of like the Wraiths thing from Halo going on. Sounds exciting.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know about Destiny rumors, is like 90% of the time they're right. It's been kind of ridiculous how much information has been leaked through like rumors on Reddit, and it's always just been 100% correct every time. And so that's why we're mentioning these, is because usually the rumors are very highly gonna happen.
Yep. It's going to be sweet. So a lot of this story kind of revolves around the Cabal running away from Oryx, and people were kind of hoping that they'd switch teams and actually start helping us out, but they don't. So there's that for you.
Just more news to make us a little bit more sad at Bungie, but the Cabal aren't going to help us out too much. They'll still fight us. The new Taken abilities, those creatures that are taking over the other races, that's kind of like this crazy like thing that Oryx has. I guess they're going to be kind of representation of like the supers that we used to have, or mirrors of the supers that we had.
Yeah, I'm glad that they're doing that, because I'm getting super bored of the same old shoot and run, wait at a door, run some more, shoot. It's going to be nice to kind of have something where you actually have to think about how to counter it, and more of like a chess match, less of a overpower you match. So
the only thing that I'm kind of disappointed about hearing that news is the way they explain it is they're kind of borrowing the supers from the Guardians. And so I mean, like, that's kind of like,
instead of coming up with something new.
Yeah, that's kind of like a copy and paste thing, and so it's just kind of like, we're gonna copy all the things that you have, and now we're gonna have like just the same thing that you're fighting again. And so I'm excited for it, but I'm also kind of like, come on, Bungie, give us something new.
Yeah, really. I paid $60 for this. Let's see. Also, there's a huge ship that they showed in the Bungie Weekly update called the Dreadnought. It looks massive. It looks really cool in the concept art, and then in game it looks,
Just another thing that got me really sad. It's just, I was scrolling through on my phone on my little break at work, and I see a picture of the concept art, and it's this wonderful like darkness of the ship, and all of a sudden I'm just like, this looks amazing. And then I look down, it's like in game, you're just like, it does not look the same or anything close to the picture.
Well, it looks close-ish, but from the concept art, you're like, wow, this is going to be like the Death Star of video games. This is going to be incredible, but then you're kind of like, But in the game, it's supposed to be massive. It's supposed to be like a lot more than just a normal patrol on like Earth or something. And it's going to have treasures and secrets that they say is going to take months to figure out. But people usually prove Bungie wrong on how long it takes to figure stuff out. And another killjoy for this news is that Saturn's not going to be explorable, unfortunately. People were hoping it was going to be, but it's not. So, but in happy news, we have Destiny 2 news.
We are very excited to hear this news. It's called Destiny 2: The Shattered Sun.
That's what it's supposed.
That's what's rumored.
Yeah.
And so it's planned to be released September 2016, so 1 year from the Taken King. So they're doing their whole little 1 year plan of releasing stuff.
It's supposed to be really good. It's going to be focusing a lot on Osiris, the guardian named Osiris, and his endeavors to keep the Vex off Mercury, and it's going to be really cool. It's going to be really neat. Mercury is supposed to be a big player in Destiny 2, and it's going to be the main area. And in the lore, obviously not in the game itself. In the lore, it talks about how Mercury was turned into a machine world. So I'm kind of thinking even more labyrinthy than the moon, and it's going to be a really neat environment to explore if that's true.
Yeah, and of course, as you play the game, they mention a lot about Osiris, not only in the trials, but like there's a few missions where they talk about he's a great warlock, and so hopefully we get to be able to play side by side with him or something, or get to see what he looks like. So that'll be exciting to be able to see what this game becomes.
In support of Bungie, they are really good at learning from their mistakes. Sometimes it just takes them a little long, and lots of their mistakes sometimes seem a little obvious to everyone. But they are getting a bunch of Hollywood writers to help with the story for Destiny 2. A new voice for the Ghost is going to be implemented, so Schwarzenegger's coming on board.
No more Dinklebot? No more Peter Dinklage? Oh no, this game will never be the same.
No, I'm just kidding about the Arnold Schwarzenegger thing as well. I don't know if you guys have some good ideas on a new voice actor for that would be pretty awesome.
I think we should all get Matthew McConaughey to be the voice of the Ghost. Just like, all right, I'll get this dough for you.
He wouldn't do anything. He'd just stand there just like rubbing his fingers or something. Oh, goodness. But yeah. So it's going to be pretty neat. Bungie wants to release DLCs free of charge. And Activision's kind of saying no. So it seems like Bungie is on our team, maybe. I don't know. It's a whole bunch of hogswallop, like politics and business. It's going to be interesting to find out what's going on there.
But as we said before, these are all rumors, so they're not solid. So they're probably going to release DLC and charge us for it like they have been in the past. But hopefully the DLC is a little bit more worth it this time. Besides the House of Wolves and the Dark Below, which both were pretty short and pretty all right.
But in happy news, we get to move on to Nintendo.
Yeah, this is actually news I'm really excited for because we all know about Nintendo has like this secret project called like the NX project, which is their next console. But this is kind of something a little bit different, something I haven't heard. I guess they have a sensor called the Quality of Life sensor. And there was a leak that showed a picture of this. You want to explain the picture, Austin?
Sure. You get to stick your finger in it, and it tells you how worthless your life is. No, it looks like an alarm clock / iHome dock station thing. It's weird because Nintendo really is starting to branch out into other businesses. Like they're starting to develop mobile games now. Mario's going to be coming to mobile one of these days, and I don't know what kind of direction the company's going. They're probably trying to reinvent themselves, and so we'll see where this goes.
Yeah, this quality of life sensor is kind of nuts because it does look like something you put your phone in, but what it does is it shoots a little projector up on the roof, and it tells you kind of like your emotions when you're sleeping, or like when you wake up, you can see if you're feeling happy or what kind of mood you're in. And so it's focusing on reading your emotions. I'm dead serious too. This is all in the little leak that they had, and we'll put a link in the show. And so what's really weird is that since Nintendo is a video game company, they're learning on how to read your emotion. And so what I really like about this guy's speculation in this article is he shares how, like, what if they, like, sense that you're getting, like, really aggravated? So you're playing your little Call of Duty match and you sense you're aggravated, and then it's like, okay, you need to stop playing this, or it gives you a little warning, like, calm down, man.
Or it just gives you the easy guys from there. I don't need something to tell me how I'm feeling. If I'm aggravated, I'm aggravated. I don't know. I think it's weird, but it's a lot of new technology. We'll see if they can do anything fun with it.
Yeah, Nintendo always does something really, really weird, and it's really cool for the first year, and then it just kind of dies off. But it's kind of in hopes of this virtual reality stuff. If they have that implemented with like your emotions, that would be cool. But anyways, in other news with Nintendo, Dragon Quest XI has been announced for the Nintendo's new project, the NX. It'll be coming out for the PS4 and be coming out for the 3DS, but they also said it'll be come out for Nintendo's next generation console. So this is the first news we've heard about Nintendo's new thing.
I'm kind of excited. I'm not a huge Dragon Quest fan. I don't know. I'm more of just a shooter kind of guy. But it's neat to hear that Nintendo's already kind of doing development for it already. So
They don't have a release date yet for their new project, but we'll keep you posted on that.
So moving on to just regular old news, we have probably like 3 of the smartest people in the world. Elon Musk, Steve Wozniak, who's a co-founder of Apple, and Stephen Hawking who is smarter than 10 billion of me. They all signed an open letter urging governments not to pursue AI/autonomous weaponry. They say it can cause an artificial intelligence arms race, something not seen since like the nuclear weapons race, and so it could cause another Cold War between whatever countries push for it. It could cause a Cold War between us and China, or us and Russia, or Russia and China. You know what I mean? But it's scary.
Well, the reason they're so scared of this is because they can't really track the AI stuff that they make. Because with the nuclear, you're able to know that it's there, but they were saying how it's really hard to be able to track how much AI stuff they have or what they're making. So people can be making these AI armies or like AI robot stuff, which is pretty crazy. I mean, even people on just normal people are making like the arms for like people that lost their limbs. They're making like AI arms and stuff already.
It's going to be nuts, so keep your eyeballs out for that. But if 3 of the smartest people in the world have said, beware of this, I'm inclined to believe them a little bit. So it's going to be nuts. Other news, China ends its 15-year ban on video game consoles. I had forgotten, it's been so long that they even banned consoles there. Oh, goodness. But Matt knows more about this.
Well, it's kind of exciting for video game consoles. Like immediately as this happened, you heard like things from Sony and like Microsoft. They went and bought little areas in the city to start producing things for China. And there's even more companies like Razer bought out another video game company to be able to start producing games solely for China. And so there's people just going straight for the China market on these video games. It's pretty cool.
The thing that makes me nervous is that a lot of the Asian markets their video games are subscription based and they rely heavily on microtransactions. So I'm hoping that if this kind of explodes over there, that they still keep that kind of separate between us and them. Mm-hmm. I hate microtransactions. I hate them with a passion. So hopefully that stays different, but that's a huge business over there, and all the people are going to jump on that.
Yeah, and people are already jumping on it. There's a game that's on Kickstarter called Red Ash, and it's made by the people that did Mega Man Legends, and they didn't get funded on Kickstarter, and so a new company in China signed them on, and so Red Ash is going to be like the first Chinese-made video game for us.
That's crazy. It's crazy stuff. So to kind of finish off-ish, I learned this week that there is a guy in, Milwaukee, that has painted "Welcome to Cleveland" on his house. His house is directly under a flight, the flight path to go to the Milwaukee airport. So it's been causing panic and outrage for a long time to passengers arriving for over 37 years. I didn't know this at all, but I think that's awesome.
The news group interviewed him, and he just had bags and bags of hate mail, just there. And he's like, "Yeah, these are all the people that complain. People took me to court, and I won the court case because they actually banned other people from doing this." And so since he's the original, is the only one allowed to have "Welcome to Cleveland" on his roof. He's allowed to maintain it and keep it up there. And so he's the only one allowed to do that.
Dang it, I was going to say "Welcome to China" on mine. That'd be way off. But his reasoning behind it, and this is a really cool phrase, is he says, "Living in the world is not a dress rehearsal. You better have fun with it." So I like that a lot.
That is a pretty good quote. I like that a lot as well. Well, Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, that is actually the first time I said Bob. I usually say Tom, and I just want to let you guys know that. Yes, accomplishments. Anyways, Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, has seen the first cut of the Force Awakens movie.
That's Star Wars for all you non-Star Wars people. There weren't any special effects or anything in it though, so it was still kind of pretty cut and dry. But I'm super jealous of him. I would love to have seen the first cut of Star Wars, and so that kind of takes us to a question: what would it be like to be the CEO of Disney?
And we want to hear you guys answer this. I mean, I know if I was a CEO of Disney, I would feel pretty awesome right now. I feel on top of the world. But we want to hear some cool, like, maybe tell us, like, what you would do during the day as a CEO of Disney, or tell us some cool stories, like, if you were the CEO of Disney, what would you do? And so you can send that to us at vagrantkings@gmail.com, and we will share our favorite ones next week on our podcast.
So thanks for being with us this week, guys. We had fun. Yeah.
We had a lot of fun. Woo woo. And we want to thank you for our support on the first week we were out. We had about 75 people listen to us, and so we hope you continue sharing us with your friends.
And hopefully we didn't sound like we were in a gym this time. We're sitting right next to each other. Speaking
pretty much making out. So we will see you guys next week. All right. Thank you. Bye.